Good morning. Granny here. Wanted to share the Bible with you, and I'm in chapter 46 of Genesis. We're going to start in verse 8. And these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Hanok and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon, Jemuel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Zohar and Shaul, the son of a Canaanitish woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan and Shelah and Pharez and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamuel. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Phuvah and Job and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered and Elon and Jaleel. These be the sons of Leah, these be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob in Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Ziphion and Haggai, Shunai and Esbon, Eri and Erodi and Ereli. And the sons of Asher, Jimnah and Ishua and Isui and Beriah, and Serah their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Heber and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bare unto Jacob, even 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela and Becher and Eshbaal, Gera and Naaman, Ehi and Rosh, Mupim and Hupim and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel which were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan, Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Jaziel and Guni and Jezer and Shillem. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70. So it seems must be that Leah has died already. And it's so strange to me that they had no more daughters than they had. Two daughters, Sariah, their sister, and Dinah. Seems like out of all of those boys, there were only 2 daughters. Leah had a daughter, and then Asher had Jacob a granddaughter. So it's amazing. But I guess this is the way the Lord wanted the children of Israel to start out, with many sons and few daughters. And of course, their wives are not named as far as having them be part of Jacob's household. So it was 70 was his family, 70 souls when they came into Egypt. Verse 28. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. Oh, what a wonderful reunion. Can you see Joseph riding up in his chariot with all of his splendor, coming to Jacob his father? Of course, Jacob he probably had on his best clothes, I'd say. He probably had on, the things that were to him splendor. But when he saw Jacob in a chariot coming up, or Joseph in a chariot coming up to him, it must have been some reunion. And I can just see Jacob looking at him and trying to recognize the boy, and recognizing the boy, and understanding that this was his child that he had to part with when he was 17, and now he was 22 years older. And what a reunion, what a great, wonderful reunion. He fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while, just crying, "Here I finally come back to you, Daddy. Finally, I'm with you again, Daddy." You know, human relationships are so strong, aren't they? They get broken. They have to be broken. They are broken. But the thought of ever seeing a person that you've lost again is so sweet. So sweet. And he fell on his father's neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, "Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive." Jacob again speaks of dying. I don't know, when I've never been 130 years old. It might be that's all you think about. Is this ever going to get over? And I'm 75, and it could be over any time now. 70, if by reason of strength 80. So I'm right in the middle of 70, which is 70 or 80. 80 is 80. That's what Moses said. That's what our life would be. And he made it up to 120. But Israel was satisfied. I guess that's what he meant when he said, "Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive." Oh, what a wonderful thought. I've often said that if Michael were somewhere like Timbuktu, if that's where he was, I'd save up my money if I didn't have enough, or spend all I had to get a ticket and go to him. Fly across the ocean, I don't want to do that, but I'd do it if I could just meet him again. But that's not what the Lord wants. So I look forward to meeting him in heaven. And people ask, "Do you think you're going to know each other in heaven?" I do. I believe it. I believe that we are going to know even as we are known. I'll look back right there. 13. 1 Corinthians 13 says, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known." Sounds like to me we're going to know each other. And if that's not the case, if we never were to know each other, oh my, what a tragedy to lose somebody that you'll never, ever, ever, ever see again. I don't think that's heaven myself. I think heaven is reunions. I think heaven is reunions, especially the one that is living in my heart, I've never laid my eyes on. I believe, just like Nebuchadnezzar knew the Lord in the fiery furnace, he knew it was the Son of God. I believe I'm going to know Jesus immediately, because he's been living in my heart, helping me all this time. So anyhow, this makes me cry, this reunion. "And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh, and say unto him, My brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? Then ye shall say, Thy servant's trade hath been about cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and also our fathers, that we may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Now, I have to admit, I do not understand this. I do not understand it. What was Joseph wanting Pharaoh to put them separate in the land of Goshen because they were shepherds? Or was he wanting them to say they fed cattle rather than being shepherds, caring for sheep, so that he wouldn't think of them as an abomination? I don't know. I don't understand. If you understand, will you let me know? Because I've never really understood this. That did Joseph want them to be put separate? And that by letting him know that they were shepherds? Or did he want to keep them from being an abomination in his sight by saying we feed cattle? I don't get it. But anyhow, that's what happened. Because God tells what happens in the Word, whether we understand it or not. He tells what happened. Now we're going to go on to 47. And then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, My father and my brethren, and their flocks and their herds, and all that they have, are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. Now let's look at Goshen. I looked over here in this atlas, and I wanted to look at Goshen because I think it was pretty close to when you first come into Egypt. Yes, Goshen was up at near the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. And it was higher in, as far as more northern, to what they called the capital, which it said On, or Heliopolis, On. So they probably, to get to Goshen, seemed like they traveled about maybe 100 miles from Beersheba. And so they didn't go all the way down into the capital then of On. They just stopped in Goshen because they are in the land of Goshen is what Joseph told them. And he told Pharaoh that they were in the land of Goshen. And that's a ways from the capital, it was probably another 60 miles to go there. So Joseph met his father in Goshen, and Goshen, of course, was easier to get to for them than it was to go all the way down into On. So Joseph told Pharaoh that that's where they were, and he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, What is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, Thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. So, I don't know. Maybe Joseph wanted them to be set apart by being a shepherd, them saying they were shepherds, so they would be an abomination to the Egyptians. We know from the dinner that the Egyptians would not eat with the Hebrews. They didn't eat with Joseph, and they didn't eat with his brothers. So they had 3 separate tables, because at that time Joseph hadn't let it be known to his brothers that he was their brother. So they said they were shepherds. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, For to sojourn in the land are we come, For thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, Thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Now we're going to talk about Pharaoh and Jacob. I get their names mixed up sometimes. But Pharaoh and Jacob in their conversation tomorrow. But we know that this was some meeting, wasn't it? With the king of Egypt and Jacob, or Israel. He had power with God. So I think that will be an interesting thing to discuss tomorrow. So God bless you. See you then. Bye-bye.